Hey, what is good with it? I'm assuming that we're live right now.
Yep.
This is Tweli here with the People's Fiend, Double C, doing it straight at F-Berg. But we're coming through for a bit of an after party. The cave just wrapped up. I know Rags, or no, it's Viceroy and Losers. So Viceroy went ahead. He actually lost to Wadi, being a pretty consistent threat with another cave, which is honestly pretty run-of-the-mill stuff. But yeah, man. How are you doing this evening? We'll see.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Everything going well?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks. Just hang out with some peeps this week. Went over to the homie Cornelia kids. We just played Smash a bit. It was fun.
That's what's up. So anyway, but we're just kind of getting into it right now. I'm going to give a quick recap of the top 8, and then we can talk about some upsets, because this cave was actually somewhat interesting. Okay, so rounding out, as I said, we have Wadi in first place, and then Viceroy in second. Rags looked pretty good today. He was able to take it. Let's look at Rags' path to, I believe, winter finals. So Rags, he kind of goes on a tear. He beats Chaos Arc. Shout out to the Lucas homie. He has a close set with Parappa, who Parappa, we'll talk about him in a bit. He's returning from Wisconsin, where he was whooping on everyone in Wisconsin, but he's finally back for the summer, which is honestly going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
But close games 2-1 with Parappa. He 2-0's Iota, which I thought was I mean, I've seen it happen before. I believe he has
Oh my, that was that loud host. Thank you, Cave, for the 27 viewer host.
Yeah.
Amazing.
What is good?
Thank you so much.
Oh my god, I'm so happy right now. But what is good? Thank you guys for joining us. We're actually talking right now about Rags' path, and we're rounding out the top 8. But hope you guys are having an excellent evening. I'm pretty hyped for my Thursday night, but I am here with Double C as well. So yeah, if you guys feel free to just hang out, kick back. We're just kind of talking about just some of the results of the past week and whatnot. So as I said, getting into it. So Rags goes ahead. E2 Iota, which is somewhat convincing. Granted, he was seeded third at this tournament, but he has another close set with Archie, and then he loses 2-0 against Wadi. He was I feel like earlier we've had Rags one of the few people in the upper echelon of players who has taken sets off of Wadi, but definitely not today, as he gets dropped into losers.
Yep.
And then Rags after that, he loses to Viceroy, so he gets that for his third place. And then speaking of we were talking about Parappa earlier. Parappa with a nice return, honestly, a nice homecoming,
really, pretty impressive.
Securing his fourth place. We'll talk about Parappa's run really quick as well. Parappa, if you are not familiar, he is a super dope. Primarily a Bowser Jr. man, but he also has the Shulk in the pocket as well, and a myriad of other players.
Larry, get it right.
Also, I was actually, if you're in the chat, we had a really great discussion on Bowser Jr. Alts and which ones were the best. We all pretty much confirmed that Roy was top tier. But anyway, so we got Parappa 2-0ing Van, the homie, the Ganondorf of West Virginia. So he already starts it out defending MDVA. But he has close games with Rags, as we mentioned earlier, and gets knocked into losers, in which he 2-0s LJ Skater Girl. He only loses a game, but takes the set over Minix, or Minix, however you want to pronounce it.
Pretty sure
this was the big win that really kind of started it. Was Parappa seed 14th with a 2-0 over Zeron, which I thought was pretty dope. I mean, like, I'm always holding it down. I think Zeron is one of those players who particularly powers up whenever he is at the cave. I mean, I've seen him do crazy things, anywhere from being K9 to just like winning over Remzi when we first saw Zeron on the line. But today, I mean, Zeron goes ahead and loses at losers round 4, which I thought was quite a win. But West Tower is trying to get in the bus station. Okay, we might be.
All right, well,
special guest West Tower.
Let me get him in here.
All right, I'm gonna keep talking while you take care of that. But
right.
So Parappa, he 2-0's Matador, represent no overwhelming. 2-0's Archie, which I actually really enjoyed watching. It just kind of seemed like Archie. I mean, maybe he had some practice from Soda Zone Hero, the other Bowser Jr. that we know and love in MDVA.
Yep.
But yeah, no, with a 2-0 over Archie, 2-0 or Viceroy ends up taking him out with a 2-0 as well. I actually was joking in the chat. He didn't use the beating Viceroy combo of going Meta Knight into sliding off with the victory. He will lose. But yeah, so today in 2017, you guys had to take that L, and he was quite a run, honestly, by Parappa. As I said, for returning home for playing people that he hasn't really played since Christmas break. I was really impressed with some of the mix-ups and the things.
Hold, Tim. I gotta turn you up a bit.
That's fine. Whatever works.
Okay, keep talking. Also, I gotta let West Tower in. So there we go. Okay.
Do whatever you gotta do.
Welcome, West Tower, to the Thursday Night Fiend stream.
Yo, what is up, West?
He's still muted.
Ooh, as a.
Oh, might be. I gotta fix the. Okay. Okay. Say something. Can you still? Okay, how about now? Say something.
Feels bad, man. As I said, we got some slight technical difficulties, but West Tower will be in here in a minute.
Try speaking now. Well, this is unfortunate.
Rip.
We're super rip.
I wonder what he's trying to connect to Discord from too.
Yeah, really. The cave. He's at the cave. Rip.
Man. Rip.
I feel like the cave should have the desktop app for Discord with all the shit they have, but I don't know. That's just me. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I think I'm just gonna kind of carry through. If we can't hear him for the moment, if we will, that'll be hype.
Okay. I'll continue.
Okay, so you know what's actually low-key annoying about cave brackets is I wish I could just see a results thread. Actually, I have standings technically, but I feel like they never complete the brackets.
Yeah, they don't actually.
Like,
they often don't.
Just kind of dips out of there. He's like, oh no.
Yeah, after like semis, he's just like, oh well, now they're finally updating it. Look at that.
I got my money. Like we.
Yeah.
Shout out to Boss, by the way. Okay, so West is gonna sign in on another computer, uses K-Bucks or whatever, but we will have him in shortly for sure. Considering Double and I weren't at the event.
Yeah.
And West Tower was holding it down on Condor.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so what I thought was super interesting too, tying for 5th place, Archie and Promelia. They were tweeting out earlier today. I remember I saw on Twitter that Archie and Promelia, they have a bit of a rivalry going. One of the better rivalries in MDVA, I might say. But I think Archie 2-0'd Promelia, which I thought was really interesting. And then we have the double Warriors holding down 7th place. But
Matador and Iota. Yeah, I see.
Yeah. So pretty interesting. That's about your top 8. I think there was what was interesting too was Joseph 2-1 over Ash 23. Ash losing in round 2, which for a Bowser main of his caliber, I mean another one that I don't think Ash has ever been PR'd yet, but he's
I think I swore he was at one point. I don't know. I mean, I can check. Yeah, I'll do that in a second.
We can look up like Smash Wiki or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I got it.
Because he is definitely an old school. All right, Wes is saying try now.
Okay. Hello?
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 There we go.
Hey.
Yo, what is good with it, West Tower? How are you doing today?
Guys, I enjoy commentating today. It was a lot of fun sets today. But before we even talk about that, let's talk about what happened earlier in the NBA. But honestly, I think we should start with Glitch. I don't know where you guys were.
Oh, yeah.
So, my plans were actually to, I think we're actually pretty good. I mean, you all saw what had happened. We pretty much just wanted to round up the results of the cave today. But yeah, I think Glitch is a great starting point. Let's talk about, you and I were both there. Double C was holding down effort running out of Mantis, but let's talk about your Glitch experience, because I think we both had a pretty good time.
Glitch? So I was there pretty early because we had to take Jeb, and he had to do mid-tiers. But, otherwise, the total atmosphere of just being with MDVA in general is always really fun. Because you get to see people that you normally don't get to see, because Maryland and Virginia are just going together, meshing and becoming more of a family. Which, at the end of the day, that's what we are. We're all nerds that play this game.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those days where it's like, this is crazy that we got so many people in here playing this children's party game.
Okay,
it was a fun event.
Little aside, Ash was in fact power ranked in August of 2015 at the number 20 spot.
Oh, Okay. Yeah, West. We were trying to figure out if he was Arcadian eligible.
Yep.
So.
Wait, who?
Ash.
Ash 23.
Yeah. Actually, because I'm making a video soon about that, and for my Virginia picks, for my top 8, Ash is one of them for sure. You cannot count that man out at all.
And talking about triples as well, I think the Ash, Sova, Unknown, Ramsey team was putting in work.
Oh,
I mean, like,
yeah.
Granted, we saw them play at the Fantastic.
That was actually super sick. Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely filthy.
I gotta find a clip from them. There was some really hype clip.
About, like, because I was really thinking about it. I think trips and quads are kind of a really underdeveloped meta. Like, we should really try and be thinking about that, because if you looked at Mekos, he had a whole strategy sheet on that, and when they won with Mystery and Wadi, like, he had Wadi as like the support healer, he had himself as the support tank, he had Mr. E as the wall, and then just seeing like all the different strats and stuff, it just really opens like your eyes, like what can really trips and quads really be.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think Mekos, I mean, even he had a great doubles run as well with Mr. E.
Yeah.
I think some of the synergy that we're already seeing from Mekos and Mr. E, plus having Wadi on your team as well, it was absolutely gross. I mean, taking out, I believe, that triple Bayonetta team too from Black Yoshi, Pink Fresh, and Captain Zack. But anyway, before I even get into that, I want to just round out, just in case anyone wasn't aware, of the top 8 that we had for singles. With first, of course, in the actually, you know what? That's lame. I'll start with
for what?
For Glitch 3.
Okay, I'm like, are we starting?
All right, so rounding out the 4 homies in 9th place, right outside of top 8, but making crazy runs. We had Jeb, Ramsey, Craftus representing Craftus and Pug West, both representing from New England. Ling Ling coming straight out of Connecticut, I believe.
Can you link me that one second? The bracket.
The bracket, yeah, I can totally link it.
Post in the Discord. Yeah.
Anyone wants to
okay.
Look as well. But so at 7th we had ZD. ZD actually almost beating Captain Zack on the BGBC side.
And after that,
quite a moment.
After that specifically, Captain Zack tweeted like, "MBV is hard, barely made top 8 or stuff like that." But I'm like, finally, we got respect. We got respect on our name now. You can't call us MD3 anymore.
Absolutely not.
I feel like this was a moment that we're all there, but I feel like ZD almost defending the house game 5 versus Captain Zack was really similar almost to looking at when Wadi was at Super Smash Con. Granted, people knew about Wadi before then, but they didn't like really
fear him.
Know how good he was.
Yeah.
I remember that set. Wadi ended up losing the game 5 to Void's Sheik. But I remember just like, I mean, granted, both Wadi and ZD lost those 2 pivotal sets, but I think I could look at ZD and I could tell he learned a lot from that set. I mean, the pressure and the experience and the exposure that he was getting. I mean, that was quite the set. Fox Bayonetta, by no means a walk in the park for Fox, but he was playing that really, really well. Shame he wasn't able to close it out.
And that's one thing about ZD is he got so good out of nowhere. It almost seems like so I don't know if it was specifically because of Wadi, but he just started grinding. No, it's when he picked up Fox. That's when you really saw the exponential growth of like ZD. And he just somewhat clicked because he likes pressing buttons. He likes being in your face, being able to pressure you. Where we saw that in Luigi, but when you see with his Fox, he just plays so much smarter, able to cover so many more options just because of the speed and just the capability of Fox. So I feel like that alone and just learning the game alone really helps him push himself to where he is. And actually positive in Wadi this PR season. I think 8 and 7. So Wadi only needs to win one more set, and it will be 8 and 8.
Yeah. So honestly, I believe the season should be wrapping up pretty soon. Yeah, it's really interesting.
I heard it was after Royal Flush. The season would be ending, if I'm not mistaken. Even though that doesn't, I swear it doesn't sound right to me, but I thought I heard someone say that.
I feel like we're getting close there. I remember somebody was saying that.
I might be after the Arcadian. Might be right after the Arcadian.
Maybe before the Arcadian, so they can check eligibility.
Yeah,
because that would actually make more sense, but I don't know.
Consultant PR Illuminati member, for sure. But anyway, I'm gonna keep pushing through this results. So we had, as I said, 7th Ling Ling and ZD both putting on a show, honestly. And then we had in 5th, we had both Circa 6WX might be losing to Jeb in winners actually. Jeb getting his 4th EGR win, and then winning the run back. But I mean, 6WX was playing to win that day as well. He was looking really hot, and then at 4th place we had BGBC's on Pink Fresh,
beating Jeb, got his run back.
Yeah, the first I was watching that set and like while Archie, and we'll talk about Archie's run later at Glitch 3. But I think I was watching the first set, and it was pretty jank, game 1 and 2. But I was realizing how much, and I think the Seagull Joe practice helped from Jeb's point of view. But I mean, the Lucas Sonic matchup, like he was really, Jeb was really good at playing patient, going in when he needed to, but also he was really cognizant of the mix-ups that 6WX would throw out.
And
so I mean, a win's the win, honestly.
He was taking advantage of 6WX not really wanting to play the weight game. Because 6WX isn't that something that necessarily wants to do that. No one really wants to play the weight game, but certain characters kind of have to. Yeah. And he took advantage of that in winners, beat him, and then I think it was 3-1, if I remember. In losers,
yeah, it was
6WX beating. All right, yeah. So, but he was just asking Jeb like, how do you deal with this? How do you deal with that? You did seem kind of frustrated with Jeb, and that's something that's good. Like it's a good stuff to Jeb for being able to get a win and winners, but not able to bring home. But still, beating him once. Yeah, I think he's beat him before in the past, actually.
Yeah, it was an interesting set. And then as I said, Dark Shad. I mean, his Ryu. Granted, he wasn't able to make it shine as much when he had to play Wadi when he got into losers from Captain Zach winning the first time. But Dark Shad also taking, I mean, so many names. Like, really showing the potential of Ryu at a high level. I mean, I think a 3rd place at a stacked competition.
No, Ryu is horrifying.
Terrifying. Absolutely crazy.
He is so scary because it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how well you're playing in neutral. All you need to get is to at least 50-60%. Give him all that rage, and you need find that one opening.
I heard he was like more defensive version of Bayonetta is what I heard people call him.
Yeah.
Like kind of similar.
I mean, sure he's slow. He lacks a lot of range. Doesn't have as ridiculous or explosive a punish game, but when he gets that punish game.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, so Dark Shad taking out, I believe, taking out some crazy names. Pug West, he was able to beat him in the bracket. He took out Ling Ling as well as a great Peach main. Mr. E, and then Pink Fresh also. All their losers brackets life eliminated by Dark Shad. As I said, he was on quite the run, and I think Ryu was a great character for that too. With once you have momentum with this character, once you have the reads and the Shoryuken confirmed, I mean, he just was making it look scary. But that one thing before I start getting into the grand finals as well between Captain Zach and Wadi, Dark Shad was eliminated, I believe, the first upset of the day by Flo's very own Ralphie, which I thought was extremely interesting. A Cloud main from New York, I believe he's kind of like a puppet situation. I believe he's kind of young. I didn't get a chance to meet him. There were so many people at Glitch 3, but I mean, like, I thought that was an interesting upset, and the fact that he was able to stay in the losers bracket and ride that train all the way to 3rd. I mean,
yeah,
like Dark Shad.
You have to win so many more games when you're in losers. So to be able to keep your composure, keep your mind there and ready and mental stamina to be able to go through all of that in a tournament like this, at Glitch 3.
Oh yeah.
You gotta get props production. Doesn't matter what the character or anything. You gotta get props production.
And before we move into some more upsets, because there was a pretty decent amount sprinkled throughout the bracket, let's actually go ahead and talk about the 15, I believe, or I don't know if it was exactly 15, but 3 sets, hard-fought sets, fought between Captain Zach and Wadi. The first one being taken by Captain Zach and Wadi getting the double reset and honestly making it look really convincing with this neutral. But I mean, you guys, West or Double C, do you guys have any thoughts on how that grand finals went?
When I re-looked at it, I was just thinking like that when he lost the winners, when Wadi loses, he takes that and downloads it because he's such a cerebral player. And I was saying that earlier today. He'll like let you do what you're doing for the time being and then exploit you for them when it really matters. And he totally did that against Captain Zach. He was saying like he was saying he was feeling so comfortable in neutral and we saw it. So when he got the reset and the easy 3-1, man, I don't know. It just kind of makes you wonder why he does have one of the best like minds. And
yeah.
Oh yeah, and
and
the
when you're
adaptations he
NBA.
was making, I think Captain Zach was still kind of showing off. He wasn't doing his ledge grab stuff that we saw at I believe Dream Pack as much. Granted, he got ninth at Dream Pack with that kind of strat anyway, but we weren't seeing kind of the as patient of play that we saw against like MVD type, like that kind of set. But even then, you were seeing Wadi be able to just mix up his recoveries on a whole nother level, and we already know Wadi be able to just like kind of do whatever he really pleases off stage as you do. But I mean, there was a lot of moments where edge guards were coming in crisp, like, and he was able to just really, I mean, body with the up throws and some of the up smashes confirms. Like, this was not like a patient, we're gonna wait it out, like do whatever. This was a, hey, like I'm gonna like play the neutral to the best of my ability, but also they were just kind of throwing out F smashes, like going in with
Yeah.
like hard punishes.
He was
So
telling me that too. He was like, after a while, when I caught on, especially the reset, he just knew, like, I'm just gonna wait because you see all the hitboxes Zach's throwing out, and why are you just sitting there like, this is fine. I'm just gonna wait
yeah,
for my
and mind
moment.
you, I think what's really impressive about this is, granted, I think Wadi and has gotten so much better over the past like couple months in that Bayonetta matchup. And granted, I mean, two set wins over Captain Zach is definitely a feather in his cap after this Glitch 3 performance. But we saw him really get shut down by Bayonetta in that like really patient, I'm gonna like punish you so hard in neutral type of the way that Salem plays. I mean, Salem being one of the best Bayonettas, hands down. But against some of these other, I mean, Black Yoshi, Pink Fresh, or Captain Zach, he's been able to capitalize on all of their styles. So it's been really interesting, and the fact that he was able to just capitalize what he did was quite the win. But
Yeah.
honestly, and the only thing
And
that I was really
Salem
sad
being
about
the
in that
only
set,
Bayonetta, Salem being the only Bayonetta where he hasn't taken his foot off of.
mhm,
Notable one at least. He's beaten Captain Zach at Glitch. He's beaten Pig Fresh, and Captain Zach or no, Salem. The last time he's played him was at the Ktar, the last Ktar before the one before Ktar 20, Ktar 19, the one that happened in November, and that was kind of what worked. So I want to see how that would be now, especially we seeing how Wadi's grown, because this man, for someone who doesn't play the game besides in tournaments, I don't know how he's grown so much. Like, sure, it's natural talent, but it's ridiculous. It's
oh
absolutely ridiculous.
yeah, it's natural talent, but it's also a really natural talent plus like applied learning too. I think we've seen time
Yeah.
and time and again Wadi making the adaptations. He really isn't the type of person. If he's really dedicated and motivated, he hasn't been losing the same matchups or against the same opponents for too long.
Yeah.
So good stuff to him. But as I said, I'm gonna look through really quick, and I guess I'll start with one of the highlights. I mean, Ling Ling getting seventh place we talked about earlier, but losing to Dingus Joe, I feel like Dingus Joe, I feel like it's really tough to play Game and Watch at such a high caliber level. But it's so funny watching. It seems like every tournament he gets 1 to 2 kind of crazy upsets, like putting on for Maryland, but he's not able to do it all in one day, which
Yeah.
is the only unfortunate situation.
And the thing is about Game Watch is that, like, a lot of people, where are you gonna fight them? Sure, you have Wi-Fi, but a lot of people don't really take advantage of, like, all right, I can go either in the Game Watch Discord or go into Brian servers and really grind out that matchup. So they go on, it's only Game Watch. They say he's good, but it's fine, and they'll end up getting beat by him. Especially, like you said, the caliber of Dingus Joe. They're like, okay, I gotta take this guy seriously, but then it's too late. You lost. You lost the set.
Yeah.
And also in that specific matchup, Peach versus Game Watch, I feel like Game Watch does a very good job of juggling, especially with the down tilt, the up air, because Peach wants to float. So just that's an easy way of just getting her up there, forcing her to land on top of you, and we know how much Dingus Joe loves his use of up smash.
Yeah.
So,
That's especially scary considering, like, how, like, important that specific matchup knowledge is in this game. It just really goes to show how, you know, how much that can, throw people off. Despite, like you said, people underrate Game and Watch, but they don't really care, and then they lose to Dingus Joe.
Oh
yeah.
I mean, that's not taking anything from Dingus Joe. I just realized it could be taken in that context, but that's not what I meant.
Oh,
I'm sorry, that sounded awkward, but yeah.
But yeah, but before we get to talking about more of that, I just have to say to everyone, like, this game is so much about matchups. Like, you have to realize, you have to learn every 58 characters in this game.
Yeah,
If you wanna,
it's a lot of characters.
And not only do you have to be proficient in 58 different matchups like, for your character, granted, either even if your character wins or loses some of the matches, you have to be proficient on it on any given day, which is the
Yeah.
hardest part. I mean, this is a game where definitely we're seeing less consistent results by far compared to Brawl or Melee. I think I don't know of too many people that would be in super disagreements with that, but I think honestly the pressure in these types of brackets, man, it's always really interesting because we've had so many upsets. One of the big winners that I saw, for sure, I think Archie, making out of his pools already, but I think eliminating Puppe elected to go DK in the pools, and I was already talking with Archie. I think I've been talking with Archie for a long time. He travels to NC all the time, or even at Glitch, and people will be talking to Archie like, "Hey, look what? Oh, I thought you were PR'd." You know what I mean? Like I thought, like the way he carries himself.
Yeah, he was really proud of that.
Mentality, like, but I was really proud of him. He takes it convincingly over Puppe's DK. I guess I don't know if they had played Sheikdo's before, which prompted Puppe to go DK, but I believe he went DK again as well, and he actually didn't make it out of pools, and then he beat a Fox main, I believe, from New England or New York area.
Was it New England?
It was either New England or New York. I don't
I remember that.
That dude was a homie, by the way.
He really was.
The best part was they were both laughing and enjoying the set, you know, like. But it's really funny. I've been talking. We'll talk about more of this when we kind of transition later in the stream towards Arcadian, which is coming up, I believe, June 12th. But something.
Yeah, I thought it was 10th.
It's probably the 10th.
Anyway, but yeah.
But yeah, so really interesting results from Archie. Another big Utopian Ray also made it really deep, only losing to Remzi in losers top 16. But Utopian Ray, I believe, is from Florida. Let's see, he got knocked out.
Well, it's not a Rosa from Florida.
Yeah, he lost to Wadi, which Wadi went ahead and won tournament there, so already not a bad loss.
Yep.
But he beat Twerk 3-0 and then loses to Remzi in a close 3-2 set in the top 16. I believe that granted him either 13th or 9th. No, probably 13th probably. But it was also like a crazy result by him as well. Not a name that you're seeing as much, I guess, or not a name that I'm familiar with as much, put it that way. So big ups to him.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys are seeing that I could have possibly missed? I know Squirt got 25th, which made it out of his pool. I believe he beat Bankai, the New York ZSS, who kind of a Wi-Fi warrior, and made it out of his pools.
All right, so let me look at this whole top. All right. So like otherwise, yeah, like you have to be impressed with the people that got top 32 for real.
How many people were in this bracket?
158 entrants.
Oh god.
Which is really big for.
And, like it was a stacked tournament.
Regional.
Like the bigger the tournament, like sure you can kind of avoid that, but you had everyone that's a threat.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's funny that I remember over the past two glitches, Tantalus like called them a major. I was like, I mean, I don't know about all that, but it's definitely very. I would call it like a super regional, and certainly has a competition similar to that of like a mini major kind of.
Oh, and another big win. I guess just from something that I was really impressed by. Kree ends up making it out of his pools. I want to say. Out of losers or out of no, I think Kree made it out of his pool's winner's side, and this was after the day before he cut his hand in like some saw related.
Yeah, he messed around the buzz saw, like he called himself an idiot.
Is there a story with that?
That's kind of the story.
Okay.
And then I tweeted him. I was like, "What's up?" And he's like, and then he tweeted like a picture of like bandages on his fingers. I'm like, "Oh my lord!"
Oh god.
What the hell's going on? And he's like, "Alright, let's run buzz saw." I'm like. Might not be able to get a glitch. I'm like, that's unfortunate, especially because he wants to do well. He's been doing very well these past 2 seasons. So I want to see what he can do at a glitch. So Abel got clearance to play, and Abel get 17 with busted fingers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's god tier.
I think after that moment, it was one of those, oh, I'm never sleeping on this dude type moments.
Ever.
You know what I mean? Like after, I don't know, I feel like in some ways when you are able to prove yourself to that extent, I don't know. I just mad respect for the kid. Another interesting, I watched this set in person, but Mr. Eric, he ends up losing to, we just talked about Squirk's run earlier, beating, I believe, Bankai, Contra, and Indigo, as well as, I want to say, Rex or some other people in his pool, but ends up getting beaten out, or beating Mr. Eric to get 25th. But Mr. Eric, he ended up making it, robbing Logic of his second place spot. He Mr. Eric played. He lost the Waddies and lost a Waddy in winners. As well, and I believe Logic got eliminated by Waddy as well. But Mr. Eric in 2 sets beat Logic. Both, I think in the first set, Logic played around with the Diddy, and in the second set, Logic went all Olimar. But watching that set in person, he made it look convincing in that Rob Olimar matchup. So it was really nice to see Eric return. As I said, great friends with Mr. Eric, but it was really nice seeing him around. Also, Sova Unknown, young Reggie made it out of his pool, as well as with Gerald, Black Yoshi.
Yeah.
So big wins for Sova, robbing a Raptor of getting out of his pools as well. He drowned. So
Rip.
A lot of people that you weren't expecting to drowned. Like you said, Puppe, Raptor, to name 2.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, like tournaments like this are going to be volatile. It's not that the game's inconsistent. It's just that everyone's so close in the skill level that it makes it a pet win. But sure, there are factors.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna get into this another time, but the stock count may be a factor. 2 stocks may not be enough.
Maybe.
But, you know, like otherwise, when someone wins, they win.
Yep.
They're the better player that day at that time. But there's one more person I think we're looking at this. I do want to note that's Tension. Getting 13th for not playing this game at all.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
A
Like,
Gears player.
Hasn't he been inactive for like months?
I played Gears with this man. He is on a team. He was picked up on a team. He's semi-pro, at least he was, until he got... that's a long story short. But he plays Gears. He doesn't play this game. He's so naturally talented. Like, I tell him, like...
He was playing
hey, man, like...
too.
He almost beat Ling Ling. That was a game 5 there. And that could have changed up a lot of results. But not able to get it out. Ling Ling had a very good... watching that game, very good corner pressure at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, Tension were to practice game, keep up the grind, he would be one of the best in the world someday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is what's so funny about MDVA, especially like I feel like our top 20 on PR is such like a tip of the iceberg. You know what I mean? As far as like some of the talent we have in this region, because I mean there's so many sleeper picks, and honestly I feel like a lot of these East Coast threats that ended up making the drive out. I mean I was watching some of these players traveling into Xanadu. Granted, I mean Glitch 3 it's a fun event, but I'm 158 plus more in a cramped Baltimore venue, and when you get down to it, I mean it's a really difficult environment to play at your peak potential, especially with so much talent. But I think we're so past the MDVA is free meme that we were saying.
Yeah, we're done with that.
You could see the fear, like the fear in people's eyes. But anyway, speaking of Xanadu, I guess I'm just going to transition over to this past week's Xanadu, kind of speed run through this packet. It was pretty much run of the mill. Actually, at first was expecting Wadi not to be there, but he ends up showing up to kind of cash in.
Wait, this is the Xanadu bracket?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So transitioning over, if you want, it may be worth pulling up on Challenge. I'll link it in the chat actually, just so we're all on the same web page, if you will. All right. But yeah, so this Xanadu, I'll just list off the top 12, and then we can get into some of the interesting.
Glitch 3 again.
Oh, dang it.
Your B.
My B indeed.
Oh. They actually messed up on the stream. They had Melee Tournament.
Oh yeah, I noticed that too.
I think it still says Glitch 3 events. I don't know why.
I'll pull it up. 1 second.
No, that's not it. Yeah.
The Xanadu bracket from...
Oh, weird. My browser was messing up. Even though showing it, it still had Glitch 3. That was actually...
Is that it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they use Challenge for art.
Yeah.
So, let's look at the standings here.
All right. So yeah, do you, Hero Puff? Do you want to go ahead and just list off the top 8?
All right. So hold up. We had 54 people there, and Wadi getting first. He did lose. I'm pretty positive to ZD. And ZD getting second. It seems like right. Okay, so as of now, it is tied. They're 8-8 in sets.
Oh, really?
At least let me see if he was in winners. Yeah,
I think Wadi took it from winners this time. Let me check bracket again real quick.
He did.
Yeah, he won it from winners. So okay, so really quick though, I guess the big highlights
one of losers.
From
Because ZD beat him, and then so that was 9-7, and then Wadi beat him twice. Now it's 8-8
okay,
or 9-9. My bad.
that's still so close, like way too
Yeah.
close to call.
And people, a lot
And I
of
think
people
it's funny.
are asking, "Yo, was ZD going to be first this PR this season?" And I still don't think so because Wadi still takes first at
Almost
other
everything,
tournament.
yeah.
So.
Yeah. But also, I think ZD's performance at CEO Dreamland, I mean, causing some upsets there was really big. But yeah, I think when it comes down to it, I think ZD still has time to go. Yeah, when we revisit this question in maybe 3 to 6 months, I feel like we'll have a clear indication. I believe ZD. I don't know if he's confirmed for Royal Flush or not.
Well, let's check. I pull up Smash GD.
Also,
But,
if you think about this summer, the summer smash if ZD ends up traveling anywhere, or we have an influx of people coming in for local events because they're able to travel to Xanadu over the summer, but also SmashCon as well. Definitely all eyes are on Zach Darby going into this. But as I said, so this past week Xanadu, I'm gonna run through the top 8 real quick. We have Wadi taking first, ZD with a worthy adversary getting in the second place. Remzi goes ahead and he snatches the third place, outpacing Dexter.
And now, before we even go more further, can we just talk about how much of a sleeper Dexter is? He is one of the most underrated people in our region.
That Corin,
If you look at his results, he is always top 8 at Xanadu. He doesn't really travel. The guy, 4th place at Fantastic Classic, another regional in the EVA, beating Rimsey.
Beating Remsley to get that 4th place.
Like having to go through so many people and another very stacked tournament. I don't know why people still sleep on this man. I don't know why. If he traveled too, that would help out a lot to get some exposure. But
also, I was gonna. Oh, one thing that I thought was interesting while we're talking about Remsky too, people Maryland beating Remsky. Logic was able to. Logic takes it over
Remsky
in his path of destruction. He wins the first 2 rounds of Xanadu free, but he takes it over Dingus Joe, which is to be expected. But he takes it over Remsey as well. Remsey able to bounce back and losers, but I still thought that was a pretty big win for Logic.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and we had in winter sevens, we had the. It's so funny that both in control players, ZD ends up taking it over Logic, but they both end up getting 5th, I believe.
I'm glad to see Logic finally this is his best performance in a while. So I'm glad to see him doing well again. Like, at least right now. Because, as a recent, this man... Nah, I'm talking to them. My bad. Yeah. But, as a recent, has had some lackluster results, for sure.
Yeah. So, and then, talking about, former lackluster results, and now he's been making some statements. Viceroy with a 7th place at Xanadu, which honestly, as I said, for this season's terms, is pretty good. He ties with a bad matchup zone Dingus Joe. But as I said, I mean, 7th out of Xanadu is no slouch of a performance, especially with how easy. I mean, there's a lot of people in that bracket that day that are kind of scary. So good stuff to Fredericksburg zone Viceroy.
Dingus Joe, a very big, he could possibly be in the PR next season. I could see it.
I believe it.
For like a 15 to 20 range, probably.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
There. And I can also see him making a huge impact at the upcoming Arcadian. If I were doing like a mix of the two and not just Virginia, I would totally have him in my top 8 because he's essentially getting top 8 now at Xanadu. He got top 8 here at the Cave. I forgot how he. I'm pretty sure he went to the Classic, but I think he got around top 16, maybe. Yeah, I think he got out top 24, maybe.
You know, it's funny getting outplayed by Boss, getting 9th with Game and Watch that tournament. That's always something that I think people didn't watch. Boss almost beat Dexter. He nearly lost a Game 5 situation at the Classic. But anyway, so speaking of which, too, I'm gonna fast forward to a fantastic sweep. I ended up watching some of the VODs this morning. I know West. I don't believe you were there, but it was interesting to say the least. I mean, Crit's holding it down on commentary with friends as well. But
Yeah.
interesting bracket.
It's I need to look at that right now. Let's try and pull
Here,
that
let
one
me.
up.
I'll throw a link in the chat as well. Here. So I know Wadi won that one as well. Go figure. But Z8, I ended up beating a lot of key players to get second, and then Cordy got third. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and copy paste. All right, let's go ahead. Hey, there we go. DC Esports Land. Links in chat, chilling there. Oh, nice. It's double C. The young God has it up as well. But as I said, I thought it was pretty interesting. Wadi, Z8, Cordy rounding out your top three. Scarlet, who actually recently talk about Arcadian Threats, won fantastic a couple of weeks ago, but he gets his fourth place spot. And then fifth, FOE and Contro. Contro also beating Z8. That's actually really interesting rivalry that I don't think people are
Really?
talking about enough in MDVA. I believe the first time that I ever saw Contro and ZD fight was at last Arcadian, where
I remember Contra got third. Yeah.
And Con.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
He kind of just came out of nowhere.
That's a difficult matchup for Ryu.
Absolutely.
For sure, but he almost loses to a Frog, a Rosa, to make it out of his pools, and then he carries that Ryu momentum similar to how we saw Dark Shad carry that momentum in at Glitch 3, but Contro beats him in winners. And then my favorite part about this is shout outs to the homie on stream when Contro has to play him in the run back, he like uses his fingers and he like pulls it over in this like come here motion, like bring that ass here, boy, kind of motion, and he beats him in like I want to say like
that just sounds really sus the way you said it. I'm sorry.
Oh, it was sus the way it was on stream in the player cam. As I said,
my lord.
It's worth watching. It was so funny though, but since then, as I said, Contro getting third at a last Arcadian. Contro has, I believe he's told me recently. I have no. This is not verified, but he's definitely beaten Z8. I believe at least like twice before. I don't know if Z8 has won it recently.
Z8's biggest flaw is really not playing Rosa like he should. He likes to play that pressure game, being in your face. But
Rosa's just meant to be played defensively.
You want to play? You're playing into Ryu. Do not go up. Do not run into Ryu.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's crazy is Contra was. I was watching their set because it was on stream. He was doing such an effective job using his back airs, using his short use, whatever hitboxes he really had to really eliminate Luma. And once you have Luma out of the picture, you don't get the multi-hitbox effect on the focus punch. And I think Contra has gotten a really good idea. Obviously, I mean, he's used to playing Viceroy as well. Our other resident Rosa, but I mean, as I said, it's a big win. The fact that he's been able to do it convincingly. But I guess in round 3 winners also, two other interesting sets that I saw. FOE had to play Obsolete. Shoutouts to Obsolete, by the way, a resident, I believe Woodbridge Little Mac.
Yep.
But Obsolete took it to game 3, and it was somewhat close, honestly. But FOE elected to use Cloud.
Yep.
But I mean, Obsolete was like last stock, last hit from getting a pretty nice like power rank win over FOE, which I thought was interesting.
I see if I can find this.
Obsolete, one of those people from you said from F-Brig, right?
Yep. Wait.
He's one of those people that when I
consider
commented his matches, I'm like, he's gonna be scary someday.
Yep.
Like there's potential.
I mean, some of I was watching the way he's able to confirm some of those KO punches, man. Like it's just, and I think people are so quick to sleep on Little Mac players based on the character and just kind of how
The stigma that's associated with them.
If you just know Little Mac, if you know Smash 4, you should never sleep on a Mac. Doesn't matter. Unless you're playing on for glory, you should never sleep on a Mac.
Yeah.
They're bringing that back in the
on for
tournament.
glory.
Yeah.
Well, that's their lag and that stuff, man. But like in actual land,
yeah.
Like if they're bringing that Mac to land, they're confident that they have the footsies, they have the neutral to keep up with you.
Yeah, it's like,
and that's always the fun.
The stigma that's associated with Little Mac kind of just goes away when you play one that actually knows what they're doing in tournament. Cause like, I totally lost my train of thought, but you know, this game is a game of comebacks, and Little Match has an insane clutch factor, and the KO punch confirms, and the armor smash attacks that actually competent Max are super terrifying.
Oh yeah. I mean, also shout outs to Mickey 064 getting third.
Last week or the week before? I don't remember, but yeah, that was super hype.
Like a few weeks ago, man. I'm telling you, like recently, just the kids are making me like not even want to sit in my like. There's some times you're commentating.
Oh, and you just hear the rumblings over. You know, it'll always be like 3 setups over on the far side of the venue, and you're just like, wait, what filthy thing is happening right now?
Yeah.
No, you're commentating, and you can't sit. You have to stand up.
Yeah.
The excitement is not much. Like, I'll be doing that recently. Recently, MDVA has been making me like, it's been making me high, man.
Oh yeah, it's been making me feel some type of way for sure. I mean, but also, I mean, a crazy set that I think is worth a watch as well. Scarlet versus Cordia. That was another game 3 situation and winners round 3. Scarlet, it was so interesting because Scarlet, a great cheek, right? He has really great, I don't know, combos and neutral and stuff, but his only real Achilles heel is sometimes he's not really able to confirm the kill a lot of the time. And against a character like Lucario, and not only any Lucario, but Cordy's Lucario, it was really, really interesting the way that Cordy was able to use Aura Sphere.
It ends in Still Sphere.
It is scary, so
terrifying.
Yeah, he was making it look scary because either he was punished from the up airs from the ledge that Sheik would have done, and then anytime he rolled in, he was able to also punish like that with like just letting like the Aura Sphere go. And then also there was a couple times where Scarlet was trying to escape with some high jumps, as a Sheik likes to do. And then I think he ended up one of the stopper. I want to say game 3 was just jumping up and doing this like beautiful like just like basketball-esque like fadeaway 3-point shot with the Aura Sphere, and it was just, I mean, just to like, and with the rage on that too, was absolutely nutty. He was also hitting up air confirms too. I think like I was making a mental note that I need to learn the percents in which one of Lucario's throws confirms into up air, because that was super scary. But Cordy, as I said, he beats FOE and he gets his nice 3rd place. He loses to Wadi in winners. But I want to say that's about it for as far as upsets and whatnot for Fantastic this week. It was a little bit of a smaller bracket, but like all Fantastics, they're kind of smaller brackets, but they're terrifying.
Wait, did we talk about how after obviously lost to FOE that he had to play Scarlet where he lost, but I think that's super funny where
which is so we saw Scarlet in Obsolete, and we also see Scarlet in Contra.
Yeah, which is funny because both the people that lost those sets have beaten their respective opponents before, which I think is absolutely hilarious. But you know, this game's hard to be consistent in, so it is what it is.
As I can. Like,
he cut out for a second.
That's why you got to give respect to players that can.
Oh yeah.
Zero, Nairo, Ally.
Yep.
Well, most respectively Zero, because that man began first after first after first. I don't know. I honestly would love to sit down and talk to him just about that, because it's really interesting how we.
Honestly, with the way things are going, I mean, we got SmashCon in 3 months. I mean, why not?
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like West Tower, once we get this YouTube channel started, man, that's within the realm. You know what I mean? But anyway,
yeah, most definitely.
So yeah, that's not it for Fantastic. Anything? We talked about some storylines from tonight's cave, West Tower earlier. Talk about the return of Parappa getting 4th and stuff. But is there anything that we could have possibly missed from not being there in person, just event-wise?
Besides, let's see who we had here today.
Here, I'll post the challenge again.
Cause like after like you commentate, you're like,
oh, your brain gets on.
Yeah,
for sure.
It'd be like, man. But otherwise, it was really fun to commentate. Doubles was really fun. One thing that happened was Iota and Matador, the double Wario team, and they're getting 3rd, first time teaming.
Oh really? That's hilarious.
Nobody's ready.
They clutched out stuff, let me tell you.
Yeah, like who comes prepared for double Wario? Like when do you ever see that? That's great.
So Archie, he wanted top 3 today, but he ended up getting 5th. But you still can't deny that's still very good.
Yeah. And what's important is even if he's missing his goals, he's still in the ballpark.
Yep, most definitely. Like, he's still top 8, still in the money. I mean, a lot of the times though, for people like Archie, it's not about the money. It's about just playing the game, getting good at it.
For sure.
But
I thought one of the most interesting sets too was Archie versus Parappa. I think I talked about it earlier. Archie, not really. I mean, he has experience from Hero and Sova, the other dope Bowser Jr. Name. But yeah, no, I mean, I think he wasn't really ready for Parappa's Bowser Jr. I mean, completely different play style and some of the mix-ups and stuff. If you're unfamiliar, he was making it look hard.
Yeah, like I was saying on the mic, you could tell it was matchup and experience for sure. Because those two characters that he was using should have been just kind of giving him the wet work, but we'll look back at the VODs, which hopefully he does. I think he does. Very important to do if you don't in the chat. You should definitely look back at your VODs if you're on stream.
It's pretty useful.
But hopefully look back and see what went wrong and all that jazz. But
Also, Double C, did we go off and online again really quick?
Can we?
Oh, did we?
Oh, I don't think so.
no, we didn't.
Okay, I'm just making sure. It just watched Double C's last broadcast, so I just didn't know if.
Yeah, I don't know what Twitch does weird things, but yeah, I have a live
Twitch
time
does
of
weird
50
things.
minutes, which I think is how long we've been sitting here, so I think that's straight.
Okay, so we're getting close.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess with that, that kind of much wraps up like a lot of the locals that have happened this past week. One of the
There's one thing. Zerom, who did he lose to? He lost to someone really early and
Parappa
loses.
2-0.
Yeah.
Zero?
What place is that? Yeah, and Zerom a very consistent, like top 8 placer.
Yeah, I was talking about the cave is kind of like home base, if you will. I think everyone in this region has a place where they tend to shine a little brighter.
We're talking about Zerom. Zerom lost to Viceroy and.
Then
Viceroy, not a great matchup, and then Parappa to get 9th place.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was looking at
with
winners.
Ash, Joseph and a median. So.
Yeah, I see.
And also one thing, I guess kind of have higher expectations for your boy Jibo.
Yeah.
A really kind of another slept on, underrated.
Taking a set off a
player.
Wadi a few weeks ago. So.
Yeah. So, but he gets 13th place today. I forgot who he ran into. He loses to Archie, which I thought was a big win from Archie.
Yep.
And then he loses to Matador, which I thought was a big win. Matador being seeded 15th, but
Matador has been really, really improving.
Yeah, he's kind of on the
and
come up.
next set, he beats Joseph as well.
Yeah. I was talking to Joseph about it because I was watching a little bit of it when I was taking my break off the mic, and he was playing the matchup wrong, but you can't deny that was a good win for Matador. You're taking advantage of that. If you're gonna play it wrong, I'm gonna beat you.
Yep.
And that's exactly what we did.
Play to win.
Yeah. So, super crazy, honestly.
Yeah.
So one thing that I guess as a brief aside from just brackets and stuff, I remember somebody was tweeting earlier about if we had an MDVA heroes versus villain like themed tournament.
I feel like that was familiar, right?
Yeah, it was either Promelia or somebody. Promelia being the Crimson Hero himself.
Absolutely.
But I just want to ask both of you guys if you guys had to pick like a top 5 or just it's like a top 5 like heroes and villains, like a crew, and it doesn't really have to be based on how good they are, but how fitting it is. Because there's a lot of people in our region who are kind of lame and neutral to both.
All right,
if you had to, I'll start off with you, West. I feel like you could probably freestyle this a little better than I can.
First though, I feel like I want to be a rogue. All right, I want to try to be a rogue. I don't want to be a hero or villain because normally as commentators, like at Civil War, you have someone on Team Zero, Team
I'm trying
Ally
to
at
be a
Civil War.
villain.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be
I
a
wanna be
villain
Team
for
Rogue.
sure, and people be like, "Oh, Tweli, why
unless
are you a villain?" And I just be like, "Yo, have you actually heard my savagery? Like, I'm trying to take, like, I'm literally just trying to take over everything. Like,
Yeah.
But like, if you, unless it's Maryland versus Virginia crew battle, and that's Virginia for my home place, or if it's Maryland MDVA versus I don't know, it's a tri-state. Of course, I'm gonna be biased on the mic. They better have a tri-state there with them to help keep up the bias so they're on their side. But or top 5 on both sides, probably. I was talking to Pro about this a little bit actually. I was saying Pro, obviously on Heroes. I think Zephyr would be a hero too, but the thing is that he's on a hiatus right now.
Yeah.
Viceroy maybe, probably be a hero.
Maybe.
Thing is, Joe.
Viceroy be rocking that red evil rose.
Actually, yeah. Now that I think about it,
I think Chase would definitely try to be a villain.
yeah, I think he's like, and he fits like the Twitter troll villain kind of role.
Villain.
What did you say? You cut out for a second again.
Maybe he would be a villain.
Yeah.
About it now. But Jeb would be a hero for sure.
Yep.
He'd be he'd be that hero, that Captain Underpants-esque hero. Like
Captain Jeb.
let me see, that's 4. And I don't know. Thinking of this last one's kind of rough because you have so many people. Archie would definitely be a hero.
Yeah,
Yes,
I could see that.
I think Archie is a beacon of light for our community.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna piggyback.
And for villains.
Villains. One villain that I'd love to see, and I think would fit the role really well. I would love to see Seagull in a villain position.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I think that would just be so funny. Like
First 2 that came to my mind: Seagull and Puppet.
Yeah.
yes,
I could see
Puppet,
that.
the young god dude. Because Puppet, if he was on his villain issue, would just be spooky.
No, he's savage, man. Like, and sure, he has someone with an ego, but he can, for the most part, back it up a lot of the time. Like,
Yeah. Not able to back it up at Glitch as much, but for sure, most other places.
let's forget about that as soon as possible. But
Yeah.
Man, real fiends don't forget. That's not
3 other villains. I was thinking ZD, maybe.
Yeah, I think ZD could definitely fit that.
Even
I
don't know why.
already villains are kind of stacked, but there's a few other that I could probably think of.
Black
I
Yoshi.
think maybe Rags would be a good.
Oh
villain.
yeah, Rags.
Black Yoshi would be a good villain as well, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Black Yoshi, the type of dude who wears some like swag ass like outfit too. It's all like red and black.
Probably would.
He
No.
wears that.
I would set it up with him. I would tell him like you can't show up to the crib battle unless you're wearing this like the actual villain outfit. You have to come in with like Joker or something, which you can't pull off a Joker. I think I've seen it.
And just for lulz, let's name 3 non-competitive community
Final
members.
Smasher.
Stop!
Why did we forget about that? He would be. It bounces out. You got it. It bounces out.
Heroes vs. villain is literally just everyone on MDB is the hero, and the villain is just Final Smasher.
That should be super funny.
In an eternal struggle. But no, so I think TK would be a really funny villain member, and if you had EE on the hero side, I don't know why, I think something about EE would just be really funny.
Yeah.
He's the kind of dude to be like, oh, I'll totally be the hero. But
Indigo in the chat saying Azrael. I don't know which side he's saying him for,
I
but
think Villain side. I could see it.
yeah, I can see it
But
too.
like, I think like you could set it up as like, okay, these are like the people you think of, but for actual crew battle, I don't know. I feel like it should be a 10v10, and then the heroes pick, and then the villains pick. Yeah. I don't know if it's actually gonna be if you're a villain, then I'm gonna pick you, or not.
By the way,
I don't know if that's gonna work.
the funniest thing about this is like it's literally just somebody that tweeted it, but I might talk to Pam, honestly. I feel like this tournament idea is so good because it's really not like Civil War. I think it's just a battle between good and evil. Like,
Yeah, man.
So should be, yeah, as I said, should be.
Good guys always win.
Yeah.
Also, so one more slot. I think Qwerty would be a really funny villain pick because Qwerty has this like evil genius type vibe to him.
Let me tell you, a lot
I
of
can
people don't know.
see it.
A lot of people don't know he's pretty cocky, man.
Is he really?
Oh yeah, no, Qwerty's
Yeah,
savage. He totally is some savagery.
That's funny.
So yeah,
But
so I thought that was pretty interesting. Another thing, I'm gonna look up who's in attendance right now, but I do want to highlight we have Royal Flush this weekend hosted by the GBC Tant, also running that tournament. Not as attended as I feel like it should be. The production quality, mind you, it's in I want to say Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Yes, it is. That's
a
correct.
casino and a beach. Which honestly, like I said, I'm really poor. I can't travel out to it, but like, what more could you want for?
no, like I'm loving that. Like now with tournaments, there's themes for it now. Like it
Yeah,
makes
that's
you
cool.
like, feel a certain way. I feel like weekly should kind of take that too, which they kind of do it more so. But like with Civil War, you have a whole theme with like Avengers, and then they're taking the like you have Anti as Thor and Zero as Iron Man and Ally as Captain America. Like it's cool. Like you pick a side. And then for another example, like SmashCon, that doesn't really have a theme, but it's just a convention to celebrate Smash and what we play.
Yeah,
Like
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like and then Smash and Splash.
It's
kinda
smashing a water park.
celebrating it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Smashing a water park. I'm loving how tournaments are doing that, but
That's
I feel
really
like
cool.
we need more, and that's why Royal Flush is a really big step for that. Because you're having a Smash tournament in a freaking casino. Like,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
do you ask?
It's funny that you say that because I heard Peter talking about wonder how Mango's gonna do at Royal Flush after getting wobble by chewed out for 3 sets in a row, and then And people are like, yo, it's a tournament in a hotel bar and casino. Mango's not doing well here. Just memeing, but I wouldn't blame them for thinking so.
Either that, or it's like closer to Evo, and he just like kind of does amazing.
Yeah.
He didn't make all his money back from gambling.
Actually.
Anyway, speaking of gambling right now, I'm looking at the entrance. I'm gonna list some of them, but honestly, it's an absolute just kind of random roulette toss-up.
Speaking of that, some of the entrants aren't gonna be there anymore. Like Ally decided not to go anymore.
Oh, really?
And the Buzz decided not to go anymore. And there's a few others that I can't think of the top of my head.
Those
are the two that I know that are recent.
I have the pools pulled up right now.
Do you know if they're opting to go to a different tournament?
No,
Or they're just not going to anything.
Taking a break.
Yeah, because I don't know. We should probably talk about this probably next week. We could talk about it this week, but oversaturation of tournaments are really taking a toll. Because for an esport, we have the most tournaments by far.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't know because I'm not hip to other communities.
Yeah, and I feel like since it's kind of going for. Let's talk about it now. Since it's kind of.
If you want, okay. So Pootie Tang, I'm gonna assume that next week, if the viewers, if the people enjoyed what's been happening tonight, which I feel like they probably did, let us know in chat, by the way. But Pootie Tang actually had a great tweet longer about this. Looking at how many tournaments were happening and stuff, and I was talking with Pootie. I was telling him that I was recommending him to go on Kree's podcast. Shout out to Noah Smasher Better. But maybe if we have Pootie Tang next week, we could kind of bookmark this thought, because I think it's something that definitely needs to be discussed.
Like,
oh yeah, I mean, I said this is literally this already. I mean, has been really fun hanging out with you guys so far, because as I said, this was an idea that happened in my shower at 5 o'clock today.
Yeah.
I mean, that is as real as I can be.
Honestly.
I don't know why that's really funny. Just imagine
super
it's
funny.
probably just
shower thoughts. Yep.
And then like rub it up dub, and then just like suds all in his hair like a little 12-year-old boy. And
you wipe the suds out of your eyes. You're like, I have an idea.
I make a mohawk with the shampoo.
Mr. Krabs, I have an idea.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was such a beautiful sidetrack of thought.
It really was.
So Royal Flushman, May 12th to the 14th, going to be a 3-day event, which I think some of these 3-day events kind of do take a toll a little bit.
Yeah.
But we're going to have Zero, as I said, Ally not going to be there, but we're going to have Nairo, assuming Void, and potentially Anti, Mr. R as well, Mars, and Tweak, Mr. E. I mean, the list goes on. Captain Zach.
And we have Wadi.
Our own Pink Fresh. By the way, Wadi, this is the funniest thing. Wadi gonna go ahead and team with Supergirl Kelt for doubles. But the funniest thing about this is that Wadi originally in a Brawl Wi-Fi crew in which he kicked out Supergirl Kelt because she was bad.
Oh no.
Yep.
So now, I mean, so don't let your dreams be dreams. If you're watching in chat right now, you could go from being Supergirl Kelt and being a Wi-Fi scrub and getting kicked out by Wadi to then teaming at least at a minimum 7 years later, and honestly, that seems like such a scary team with the potential of Sonic and just how good Wadi is adapting to his teammates.
Yep.
Obviously, no stranger to teaming with a Supergirl of her own senpai, but I thought that's going to be super interesting. I also, as a Rob main, I'm excited to see Raffi. Raffi X coming in from New England. He already has a pretty decent amount of PGR wins that I think Wadi's Rob doesn't really have as much of, or Man as well. I mean, I would probably say for now, just based on results, he probably gets a title of best Rob, in my humble opinion. But it should be interesting. Definitely somebody to look out for some upsets.
So, looking at this pool, we have 2 MDVA people playing each other, most likely. Or probably, I didn't look at the bracket.
Pink Fresh and Blur and yeah.
Oh no, not.
Wait,
listen. We want to see for the MDVA.
Listen to this pool: Ally, Bankai, Black Yoshi.
So
that's right. Okay.
That's stacked, but
slightly less crazy.
Yeah. These pools are nuts, though.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. So yeah, these pools are super nutty. But hold on, let me go back. I don't know why I literally clicked one button and it sent me to Meleeville. Smash GG. Smash GG sometimes having amazing user interfaces, and then other times
not. Yeah.
Yo, shout out to Lazy Boredom.
Oh yeah, I saw it somewhere in here.
from NC. I don't know if there's any other NC homies. Always love seeing them. Honestly, they're like our baby brothers, our baby brother region. Honestly, but yeah. So I think that's gonna be really interesting. Also, they have Smash Roulette, which is gonna be super fun.
Yeah, actually, what is that?
It's gonna be really fun.
Explain that
so
to me.
You know what a Swiss tournament is?
Swiss tournament, not exactly. No.
Alright, so I think I can't really remember how they work, but I think it's like you play a bunch of people over and over and over, not over and over again, but like a certain. It's kind of like round robin, but then you get put into like the top 16 or whatever afterwards. I think it's randomized though. Let me look it up really quick.
It's okay. So Swiss System Tournament actually beat you to it. Swiss System Tournament is an eliminating tournament format, which features a set number of rounds of competition, but considerably fewer than a round robins. It's not like everyone plays each other.
Okay.
So yeah, it's kind of like a round robin. As I said, less matches happening than normal. So I think it may be. I think the reason why they're calling it roulette is there's odds that in your group of like 10 or whatever, that you may not play some of the heavy hitters and stuff, but your like, set count history like also kind of depends. So that's a really interesting side event. I think we talked about triples as a side event earlier. Honestly, low key about to put Coin Battle on the map as a 6-side event. That's still under wraps right now. I think there's so many really funny side events that are happening. And big ups to some of the pioneers like Tant and other TOs that are electing to kind of mix it up and keep it entertaining. So yeah, that's about it for our preview of Royal Flush. Definitely gonna be interesting to watch. I guess as final thoughts. I just kind of wanted to briefly, and we'll be talking about this on our road to Arcadian. Mind you, last hour and I gotta talk with Tant, but I am trying to commentate the hell out of that top 8 Arcadian because I'm so interested to see some of these mid-level players. But I kind of want to talk about the Arcadian for a little bit because I think the door is wide open as ever.
Now, before we even get into the Arcadian, because we're on Royal Flush, let's see what the potential top 8 could be or we're getting to the Arcadian. Let's see what the potential top 8 for the Royal Flush could be. I feel like
yeah, we can speculate. That's fine.
Let me. Oh, I gotta pull it up. You look at the projected record.
Okay, actually, let's make it even more interesting. I'm just gonna say top 8 or not top 8, and I'm gonna put some random players against each other. All right, and we're gonna see who is more likely to do top 8. So more or less likely. Let's go, Mr. R, or let's do Mr. R anti for top 8. Who you got?
Mr. R anti?
Yes.
Anti? We all know he hasn't really been doing the best.
Yeah, that's why I'm more inclined to say Mr. R.
Okay, so we're gonna go milk first on this one. Okay, let's go. So 2. This is another one that really made me stand out. I feel like both of these players are very likely to make either 7th or 5th, with their peak probably being a 4th or 3rd place finish. Who do you think is more likely, Mars or CLG's own Void?
That could go either way, honestly. Because Mars, stepping it up, he's such an explosive player. Can do so many crazy wild things.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely more wild than I know. Nairo is also going to be here at this tournament, but I don't know, man. I mean, sometimes you just can't count out your Void. But honestly, I think I'm going to give it to Mars because he is on the East Coast. He has a little something more to prove, and Void is going to have to make that long travel. And I guess one more. Who you got, Zenodo or Captain Zach? I mean, the eternal struggle of both potentially top 1 or 2 characters being played here.
I can see this going to Zenodo. Zenodo is... When I was talking to Wadi about Zenodo, he said, Diddy doesn't do anything, like, special. It's just very good. It's just a very good Diddy.
When you're watching Diddy be played at an optimal level, that's kind of what you want to see.
Yeah.
He has his really, really good fundamentals, and just his punishes and whatnot. He's not ever going to wow out as he should. He's just going to beat you with smart decisions, smart shot calling, and then just his really good.
Yeah, nothing special, just what works pretty much.
Yeah. All right, and then let's just go for
Zenodo taking it. Yeah.
Both of these are probably big contenders for a top 8, but who do you think is going to make it probably further in bracket? DeBuzz or Nairo?
Oh, that's really hard. They're both East Coast. They're both basically walking to Royal Flush. Like,
yeah.
So, they're very comfortable. Like they're right now home field advantage, very comfortable. They should have a bunch of people rooting for them in the crowd. But Nairo, I feel like a tournament like this, I could see Nairo turning up. But the Buzz did drop out, so
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That's right. We keep forgetting because they're still in the bracket. That tilts me. But
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Dang. Okay. So yeah, that's as I said, sometimes it's hard for me. I feel like it's literally. I mean, talk about roulette. It's literally random select on who could be top 8.
Yeah.
But I think that was pretty interesting. I think there's going to be a lot of people drowning in these pools as I look over it.
Yeah.
Already, I mean, like
You have to be on your A game in these tournaments, man. Like, it's not like one of those games or where you could just be like, all right, I'm just looking for my pool. I drank all last night or whatever. I only got like an hour or 2 of sleep. Let me just quickly just kind of just wipe away with these. No, if you do that, you're gonna go 0-2 in Smash 4.
Shout outs to Mega.
Because everyone is so good in this game. You just can't do that. You have to be on your A game. Eating healthy, working out, being just mentally sharp.
Yep.
Being there is so important.
and one more person that I want to point out that we didn't talk about, but I think just based on matchup, people not knowing the matchup as well. PGR number or not PGR, Power Rank number 1 Pittsburgh. Icy Myths, the Samus.
Oh,
is gonna be
Samus, yes.
He recently won a trip to Greninja Saga.
Nairo Saga.
To Nairo Saga.
He's projected. He's projected top 32. In case you guys didn't see it
I
already.
would agree with that
Okay.
prediction.
And he's supposed to lose to
Frozen.
who is a Corrin.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if anyone's ready for the dope Samus. You know, I think Samus is a character. If we were playing the Smash stock market right now, I'd be throwing hella blue chip stocks into Icy Mist.
Yeah.
I mean, we could be doing that right now with
That
fantasy.
character has potential.
I'm actually gonna do that right now. I forgot about
Fantasy?
Fantasy.
Yeah, I got my fantasy.
Final Fantasy.
Oh really?
I'm trying to win this.
Do it.
I'm
You
trying to win
have
this.
absolutely nothing to lose, so just do it.
All right, I'll probably do this tomorrow if I remember. But as I said, we're getting towards. Oh my God, 127. Okay, we're gonna start wrapping up. As I said, I want to start talking about Arcadian. Granted, I believe somebody made a poster there. I'm gonna look at Indigos because somebody listed like a lot of contenders. Shout out to Indigo, by the way, Peach homie. 19 to go. But they had a pretty good list of some of the threats. I don't know.
My team name is
okay.
West Best.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Think of anything.
Okay,
Alright.
so I think so Indigo was talking about, and I think this is kind of what started me my pondering. He's talking about this premise that if I don't make top 8 at the Arcadian, I should probably quit. While I don't agree with that, like completely, you know, if he's like holding super hard to it, I do agree with him in the aspect of I think a lot of players have high aspirations for themselves, and I've seen those high aspirations make or break players. I mean, I remember Azrael losing to Qwerty, but I rode to the last spring Arcadian with or maybe the last fall Arcadian. It was the fall one where Azrael was on the prowess and expected to get at least top 8. And I don't even think he made top 8. But Natro was about some of the threats that we have in there, like Scant, Scarlet, and Silverfire. All the brothers are projected to be there. Scant and Scarlet not being at the last one, but making 5th and 7th at last spring Arcadian a year ago.
Yep.
But Scants, we have Hero, the Bowser Jr. that we referenced earlier from Southern Virginia, which, by the way, side note,
Well, he's
Hero
actually
and
a Diddy
Black
now.
I've seen him use both, yeah. Like recently
I
still.
would put it in co-main
Yeah.
kind of territory. As said, we were talking about Dingus Joe, Archie, honestly, like a pretty big contender. And I think if I were a betting man, I would either I'm betting on not one particular person, but I would bet on Sheik in the form of either Archie or Scarlet. But and then we have Natro as well. I mean, I think Natro a solid contender for a top 8, and if he's playing on fire, I mean, definitely could take it. But we have Vanity as well, the game to watch. I mean, Cold Weather's been on a tear recently, improving every time I play him. If somebody like Beans or G Money or like other people like show up, I know Tico, someone who's super slept on as well.
Tico shows up. He is one of the scariest people I've ever played. Like,
Yeah.
so good. And no one has Toon Link matchup experience. So, who knows what will happen with that.
Is there any other names though that I'm potentially forgetting that could be potential like I don't know, Arcadian top 8 or winners?
We already said nature, right?
Oh yeah, we already said nature.
Okay, yeah. Then,
Archie, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm actually like desperately like scrolling through my timeline. There's some that we're forgetting. They may feel bad, but
Thing is,
we're not hearing
if we haven't said him already.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I don't know. Like, if you guys had to place like, I don't know, who do you guys bet your Smash stock? Who do you invest?
Into one person?
Into Arcadian?
I would say three people that you expect to show up big at the Arcadian.
Archie, Natro, and Dingus.
Archie, Natro, and Dingus. Okay, I agree with that. I'm gonna just to mix it up. I'm gonna bet on Scarlet. Oh, I just had a good one. I'm gonna bet on Scarlet, Tico, and who else? Who else was I just about to call out? I don't know. That one's lost in the void. As I said, it's somewhat late.
I agree with both of those two, because I heard, well, because, you know, I watch Scarlet play every week. I have faith in him. And then,
speaking of, okay, so faith in people I see every week. I'm gonna say Contro again, and
yeah, I can see it.
I'm gonna make an exception to my own rule. I'm gonna say Contro and or Geo. I think Contro based on
GPO.
One, yeah, Givo as well. Either of those reuse, I think it's really tough when I think Arcadian nerves are at an all-time high. I mean, people are making kind of traveling a really long time. It's one of those things where if you don't have that matchup down on point, I think playing a top tier like Ryu with kill confirms that he has is really hard to deal with, especially at a mid level. So I could see either of those two Ryus in a region making deep runs, but not anyone else double C that you possibly could think of.
Yeah, I could see Givo. I could also see Scarlet because, like I said, I watch them all the time.
But like, Scarlet and Scans.
Yeah.
Can't forget.
Yeah, I remember a while back I was hearing like lots of good things about Tico, but then the Arcadian hype kind of died down because we didn't hear it announced until like last week. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nature, I guess. I mean, basically all the names have already been said. So.
Okay, but yeah, as I said, we'll be talking about the Arcadian potential more
in the future. I mean, it's not for another month, so.
I guess, as I said, it's 1:32 right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'll start it off with I'll start off with closing thoughts for I guess West Tower. If there's anything that you just wanted to talk about that you saw the past 2 weeks or anything that you want to get off your mind, Double C, I'll have you on deck for next, and I might go ahead and just close it out.
All right.
But anything that you would like to say to the people, West Tower?
Well, first off, follow Double C. Make sure to follow his Twitch and his Twitter.
Thanks.
Your Twitter is the same as your Twitch, right?
No,
or is it just...
it's not. Double C658. I think it's what it is. I don't remember if I changed it.
Did somebody snipe 72?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did 658 because that's Greninja's Pokédex number, but that's unfortunate because I don't main that character anymore. Anyway, what are you gonna say, West Tower?
Oh yeah, but make sure to follow Tweli as well.
Yeah.
But because at his Twitter, I don't know if you stream or if you want to.
I just be hopping in other people's streams, and that's why I respect Double C's.
Alright.
As I said, we normally do this every Thursday night, but...
Alright. So, at Super Tweli on Twitter.
Yep.
And also, dope idea for doing this.
Yeah, it's actually a brilliant idea. Shout out to Shower Thoughts, yo.
Yes. Anything that you wanna
have an epiphany in the shower all the time.
And then that you wanna highlight about like the past 2 weeks?
Me?
Past 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
How the mid level has been slowly becoming high level, and how our region is becoming more and more scarier each week.
Absolutely.
And commentating, like there was a point where I'm like, it's getting kind of bland. Like I was still commentating, but this past 2 months, I've been so happy to get on the mic because I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what storyline where this is gonna take. Whoever's writing these plots needs to be given an Oscar.
Oh yeah, I mean, whoever's doing it, not that it's you or myself, West Tower, but
stop.
Whoever. Look, if you say something about the commentary, we literally be calling things out as they happen. So,
what is this, Melee?
anything that you want to shout out or talk about?
That's not like the commentary Illuminati or anything.
Scripted. What a weird meme.
And also I want to just shout outs to just getting closer with both of y'all in general, because it's always cool to have just more homies, like, and also closer homies to be able to talk to more than just about Smash if needed. So, and yeah, and also one more shout out is to Tweli for his amazing commentary.
Yeah.
And how he's finally getting recognized. And one of my favorite, if not the favorite, partner to commentate with. So.
Ooh, take that! Everyone else who commentates. Just kidding. I fire shots at like Fritz and King, but it's all out of love.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, because those crits, man. But that's about it, basically. Oh, because you can't follow me at West Tower, WESTHOWER.
I'm sorry, did you say wet shower?
Or whatever it is.
West Tower.
No, not wet shower.
Wet shower.
Well, yeah, was it Zephyr that started all the dumb shit with all your names? Oh my god.
Yeah, he started all of that.
That was silly.
Zephyr might be the most low-key troll person in our
Oh, absolutely. I believe it.
By the way, brief moment, they didn't shout it out on the stream when Parappa and I'm gonna steal your spotlight for a second, see, but
okay.
My closing thought will be: who wore the haircut better, Bowser Jr. or Zephyr? Because they basically have the same haircut.
Oh my god.
No,
the red ponytail. They have the red ponytail.
Okay. I got.
You see now?
Literally the same.
Oh my lord, that's hilarious.
Yo, but Zephyr's Ginger Jesus, like.
Ginger Jesus.
He is the Charizard to my Charmander. He's the evolution. Like, it's me. I am the Charmander. Vanilla, the other ginger homie, which shout out to him, by the way. West Tower, I think we're gonna invade one of the JTSs that Vanilla runs, honestly, on some Tweli take.
Oh,
I mean, literally, it's so funny. All the TOs that I talk to are like, "Hey, Tweli, you gotta get West Tower, and you over here for some dope commentary." Like, and I just be like, "Okay," like.
Oh, I love to,
yeah,
like, because it's like, it's just up the highway. You know, I go to Xanadu, it was basically right near there, so.
Yeah, so we gotta make that happen. But yeah, anyway, the Young Frog, stream lord himself, master of the fiends. Thank you for running this, by the way. But any closing thoughts?
Before this, real quick, I hate just the frog. Like, I hate, like, when the 2GG's doing all this thing for Ninja Saga, it's just so gross.
Why?
Frog giffies
Yeah,
everywhere.
time for one more frog. Ew!
You don't like calling Greninja a frog? What do you mean?
This sounds disgusting. Like, it feels like I'm really talking to frogs, like, not actual people. Regardless, that's just a sign. It's not really a serious thing. It just feels gross. Anyways, double C.
Yeah, I just think it's really interesting seeing how we got a lot of players that we previously underestimated now on the come up, and that's really hype. So I don't really have much.
Okay, well, I guess my closing thoughts, as I said, I'm gonna the specialist of shoutouts to Double C72. So I've been trying to be on my come up with all of my Illuminati ideas. I'm not gonna reveal any secrets recently, but as far as if you need somebody to hold it down on a stream. I know he's been giving Beans advice recently on stream stuff too, or if you need somebody to moderate your Twitch chat, or make an odd shot, or even just within the span of a couple hours, make a post cave show out of thin air, basically. Double C72 is your fiend, the person that you call on.
He really is. I see him everywhere. He's
everywhere.
Well,
and the funny thing is, he's everywhere. He's not he's holding it down in effort. So as I said, he gets our spotlight for the day, the people's champion himself. But as I said, so I guess my thoughts on MDK recently. I've been seeing things in a kind of specific vision recently. I think so. I'm gonna give shout outs to J Dog. I think J Dog recently had possibly the most fire tweet of the past week, where he was talking about how it was your watch when you either like.
Oh, I saw this.
Yeah. I retweeted that. That was absolutely hilarious.
When you start TOing and commentating, there's a few other things. I'm looking for the post actually, because it was fuego. Actually recently commentated with him too, and it was so fun. That man is a legend.
J-Dog always keeps it super real. I respect that.
Oh yeah, keeps it super real. But so hold on. I hate Twitter okay. So yeah, he signs it. You're becoming washed. Enjoying dubs over 6, being older than 23, mainly a low mid tier, or becoming a commentator tier. I think,
Cough boss.
That's a super.
Man,
Oh, yeah, actually. We.
hey, are on
Weird.
the grind again, so that people respect us. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. As I said, I think West Tower, you've been making deep runs and stuff anyway too.
Yeah.
Rappa making top 8, so we can't commentate as well. But I think what's interesting is I've been seeing people's roles recently in the community. What I love about this stupid children's party game that we all love stupidly much, so much that it probably interferes with all of our personal lives.
It really does.
In a way that
Absolutely.
we might be a little. We might be a little ashamed to phrase it in such a light, but that's how it be, honestly, if you're about the fiend life. But I think as the competition, as we develop and we push this meta, granted, is 2017. This game came out in late 2015, early 2016.
Late
It's been out for
2014.
at least 2 years.
Yeah.
Um,
it's been over 2 years.
But I'm really watching new people start to take over the spotlight. People like Archie, some of the other mid level that we're starting to see. I was talking with Jeb too while he was about to do that 6WX, and I was telling Jeb, I was like, it's your time. You know what I mean? If you've waited long enough. But then there's also, I've been realizing recently that there's a lot of other people, whether they're pot fillers that are going 0-2 each time, that are still finding ways to, be involved in the community. I think all of us right now, it's not like we're making top 8 at the cave. Not anytime soon, but it's not like I wouldn't bet on either of us. Maybe if we were all combined somehow in some like Power Rangers, like mecha combination of all of each other, we'd be nasty.
Must assemble the Zord.
But I think, however, I've been seeing this vibe recently in MDBA where it's kind of, ask not what the community can do for you, ask what you can do for the community.
Yep.
And I've been seeing people step it up, creating special content, making fire tweets, people like, and even Jeb is the top performer, and he's making that filthy ass banner for Wadi. There's so many people who, whether it's art or other random stuff that they're contributing. I mean, I think we have all been stepping up as a whole to really put a spotlight on this game that we love so much. So if you're out there, if you're listening to this, if you're listening to the pod, just understand that there's a place for you, regardless of bracket placing, regardless whether, I mean, even if you're just some random dude on Wi-Fi, you know what I mean, or you're just chilling in the Twitch chat, like we are so happy to to host people of all shapes and sizes and creeds and orientations. And
No,
I mean,
that's what I be saying. Like, whenever I'm like commentating anywhere, like say at the cave, even at Xanadu, I'm like, thank y'all for just hanging and chilling, because giving me a reason to do this. Like, give me a reason to just be on the mic, talk, and then possibly get judged or whatever. But it's like, it doesn't even matter, because at the end of the day, like, people have been telling me, oh, dude, you've helped me with this matchup, you helped me with that, I thank you for that. And it's like, that's what makes it also better at the end of the day, but just being there and listening. And me just talk about a party game.
Cool. Okay, breaking news before I finish my shoutouts or whatever. Shoutouts to young homie Squirk getting 5th at Knifey Wars 5.
Oh yeah, I saw him tweet out that he was playing on the stream.
What a legend.
I didn't even know he was a knife.
We're getting 5th. Jade getting 4th. Aperture, Asana getting 3rd. Twee, the Peach main from I believe Texas, getting 2nd, which I didn't see him up there. And then Land Hero's own Eon gonna go ahead. Foxman gonna go ahead and win that, and probably winning a Naifu Saga flight. But anyway, brief interruption. Squirk.
Naifu War.
Yep.
But yeah, I actually didn't know he was. I guess honestly at this point, Nairo is the Mango of Smash 4.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you have to subscribe to him. I guess you need to get on that man. Like, I used to be subscribed to him back when he had like 600, but now this man's getting to 2,000.
Oh,
and like I said, like he's playing a big role with like, oh, you want to watch some late night Smash 4? He's always there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, super consistent. I mean, honestly, I feel like if I ever started streaming, I would do what I kind of do with most top players anyway, which is stalk their stream. We'll look at all the videos you can, and then just steal all of their ideas. The way that he's able to hold it down, not only just show off some crazy stuff on the stream, but also, I mean, he's really great at MC. He's really great at facilitating the community. His brand, by the way, being sponsored by Shaq's NRG.
Yep.
He's pretty much our age, right? Naira's only like 20, 19 maybe.
Yeah.
So,
I think so.
maybe a little over that.
Yep.
But anyway, so as I said, And my final shout outs would just super cop out, but just to the community, all the people that be chilling. You have keep grinding, keep memeing, keep dreaming, keep streaming, do whatever you got to do. But anyway, it has been an absolute pleasure. West Tower, thank you for being a special guest. As I said, my goal is to go to the cave. I'm trying to get some commentary with Young, perhaps with Boss for you. Top 8 for sure with you, West Tower, if possible. But and then we'll definitely try to have another post show live from Cave for Facts if Panda's up for it.
But yeah,
as I said, thank you so much Double C for hosting this good discussion. And as I said, if you liked the content that you were listening to today, one, thank you for being a viewer, but also, as I said, please give Double 72 a follow. I'm definitely actually about to, after I sign off, hit Double C with the crisp $10 donation because he's just
that's right.
He's a super homie,
Right.
And I own that one anyway. But we're not. but also, yeah, follow West Tower, follow Double C, and West Tower. You can close it out on.
All right, so like 2 things. Of course, follow Double C. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, basically right after the cave, I can literally just come on one of the computers and just do this. So it's whenever. And 2, why not instead of just closing it out, why not host keep the host train going? Because first it was SB Montreal, then we said the cave. Viewers, over to you. Yeah, let's host Emerald, man. Let's do it.
Yes,
All right.
Let's go. Shout out to the homie Emerald. Unless you're planning on still streaming.
I mean, I was, but I don't know. Maybe. Let me see. I'll ask him if he. I'll see if he's. I'll see how long he's gonna be streaming, and then I'll see if I can host it. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. I saw it actually. That'd be super funny.
Anyway, as I said, I'm about to log out of the Discord. Vote Tweli in 2020, and thank you for the stream.
I messaged him
Fantastic.
at 1:30, and that was 10 minutes ago. Well, 1:36, 10 minutes ago, and he didn't respond. So, if you want to stream, you can.
All right.
I was saying
it has been a pleasure of an evening with you two gentlemen. You guys take care and have a love to your Thursday evening. Take care, y'all.
All right.
Stuff.
All right. So that was our post cave fiend, our new post cave fiend stream. That was our little show we got for y'all. So yeah, I want to thank both Tweli and Wes Hauer for putting in the work, hitting me with that hard commentary carry. So yeah, I'm gonna see if Emerald's gonna be streaming for a while, and see if I can host him. And if not, then I guess I'll just keep the show going. But yeah, we'll just see. I'm just gonna show some gameplay for a bit. So yeah.
You get a dash attack as Yoshi and you say I'm dead. I need to get closer, I can't see.